and thanks for joining this Q2 FY20 earnings call for Cupid Limited. We have mailed the results press release to you. I hope you have received the same, and we have also uploaded this on our website and the stock exchanges. To discuss the results and address the queries of the investors, we have with us Mr. Om Garg, Chairman and Managing Director of the company. Mr. Garg will give a brief overview of the quarter gone past, and then we'll open the floor over to Q&A session. I would like to remind you that everything said on this call that reflects any outlook for the future or which can be construed as a forward-looking statement must be viewed in conjunction with the uncertainties and the risks that we face. These uncertainties and risks are included but not limited to what we have mentioned in the prospectus filed with SEBI and subsequent annual report which you can find on the website. With that said, let me hand over the call over to Mr. Garg. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Binay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Cupid Limited, I would like to welcome you all for participating in the second quarter FY2020. I suppose you have gone through the results which we have published last week. Some of the highlights would be, number one, that this has been the best quarter ever for Cupid Limited, both in terms of top line as well as the bottom line. The results are expected to be about the same for the next 2 quarters or the second half of 2020. Now, in terms of the order book, we have a healthy order book at 123 crores worth of confirmed orders with us. And in addition, we have 50 crores worth of orders in the pipeline. Our objective is to dispatch the maximum quantity possible by the March 31st, 2020. Now, one of the highlights during the quarter was higher production at lower cost due to the expansion we had completed last year. Also, this increased capacity has made possible for Cupid to participate in the large-sized tenders from all over the world. And now, looking ahead, we notice that the demand for male and female condoms is increasing. The primary reason for that is increased donor funding, including organizations like Global Fund, and also some of the national governments have increased their budget allocations for contraceptives. This category would include countries like South Africa, Brazil, Tanzania, and UN Population Fund. With these opening remarks, now I would like to open the discussion for a Q&A session.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may please press star, then 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star, then 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Anyone who wishes to ask questions, please press star, then 1. The first question is from the line of Viraj Mehta from Equirus PMS. Please go ahead. Viraj, Viraj Mehta from Equirus PMS. Your line is unmuted. Please unmute the line from your side and go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, sir. You had mentioned that your order book was 123 crores and you are going to get another 50 crores. Let's say 70 crores for the second half, 70 or 80 crores for the second half. Then is the opening order book for the next year only going to be 100 crores? Can you clarify? Or do we expect more orders in the second half?
We are expecting more orders because these numbers I have given out are the actual orders we have on hand or in the pipeline, and we expect yet additional orders in the next 6 months. So for FY2021, we believe that our order book would be still healthy.
Can you quantify that?
It's difficult to put a number on what additional orders we would get. But our assumption is that it will be at least as much as we have done in FY20.
So FY21, you are saying that you should be able to maintain your revenue of FY20. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, sir, if that is the scenario, then, sir, why have we not increased our dividend? Because in spite of profits growing more than doubling in the first half, our dividend is the same at 1 rupee.
Yeah, the board had reviewed the dividend, and the general conclusion is that we would review it again at the end of the year. Like last year, we had announced rupees 3 at the annual dividend.
Right. So, would we maintain the payout for the full year?
Yeah, it should be about 4 CR like we did last year.
No, sir, but if our profits doubles and our payout remains the same, then our absolute dividend should also go up, right, in the same percentage?
I don't know about the same percentage, but definitely the board would consider the maximum dividend company can give out.
Okay. And sir, just last question. Considering that, our stock today is trading very low compared to the potential and the profitability that we are exhibiting, I would urge the management to please consider a buyback, because our stock is now trading at 6-7 PE for the kind of business that we are doing. It is only beneficial to the existing shareholders, including the majority shareholder, which is you, sir. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Was there a question?
No, that was a suggestion, sir, that if you can please consider a buyback, because our stock is trading really way below our intrinsic actual value of the business. So if you can buy back the stock, it will be of the greatest benefit to all the existing shareholders, including yourself.
No, we would definitely consider that as the time goes on till March.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ankit Gupta from Bamboo Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Sir, I just wanted to know the 50 crore visibility of order that we have. From which country is this order?
These orders are from Tanzania, South Africa, and Brazil.
Okay. And sir, for South Africa, we were expecting a bigger order. So, any update on that? The government was supposed to procure the orders for the next 2 years. Any update on that?
We have just been informed that the decision for the allocation of orders for the second year has been postponed till the end of November. So at that time, we would know how much we are getting.
So this will be in addition to the 50 crore order pipeline that we have?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And sir, any updates on the Brazilian order for, the refurbishment of the existing order that we are completing?
The current tender, first year, is scheduled to, delivery is scheduled till June of 2021. I'm referring to the total order of rupees 125 crores, which we received end of last year. But the new tender is supposed to come out in March or April for the next year.
Okay. And how big will be the tender?
We don't know as yet, because the government is in the process of allocating the amounts, resources to each department.
Okay. So basically, I just wanted to understand more on the orders that we are expecting. So we have 123 crores of orders in hand currently as on 30th September. And will be, let's say, if we are able to maintain the run rate that we have done in the H1, will complete almost 65 to 7, let's assume around 70 crore of order for second half. So from the existing order book, we'll have some 50 crore worth of order left, and you are expecting another, let's say, somewhere around 80-90 crore worth of orders to be received in second half. Is it true, what you are expecting?
Not 80 to 90 crores of new orders in the second half. Our plan right now is to dispatch the maximum quantity out of this 123 crores business we already have in hand.
Sure. Okay. So how much new order inflow are you expecting in the second half?
We don't know exactly the quantity, but based on our experience, additional orders are likely very much.
Okay. But you expect them to be, somewhere in the vicinity of 120-130 crores?
You mean new orders of 123 crores?
Yeah.
No,
new orders of 120-130 crores.
As I mentioned, we cannot predict or envisage how big the orders would be.
Sure.
I would say at least 50 crores worth of orders we should receive by March end.
Sure. Okay. And sir, out of this 123 crore of confirmed orders that we have, what will be the breakup between female condoms and male condoms?
Female condoms would be about 67%, and the male condoms and lubricants would be the balance, 33%.
Sure. Okay. And so last question on the capex part. In this half year, we have done capex of close to 6 crores. So was it for any expansion in capacity? What was the capex used for?
The capex we are expecting or allocating is another 5 to 6 CR till March.
Okay. So will this be for capacity expansion?
I'm sorry?
So, what will be the purpose of this capex? Like for full year, we'll be executing close to 10-12 crores of capex. So what will be the purpose
3 crores we will need for completion of the building where the new production lines are set up. And also, we have decided to go for the solar system, which is about 2 CR. And another 1 crore would be to maintain the facilities.
Okay. So till now in H1, the 6 crore capex that we have done, that was primarily for was in continuation of last year's capacity enhancement program that we had started.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. And just one request, sir, on dividend payout. I think we should really reconsider, since we throw a lot of cash, and this year we are expected to do well. So at least the dividend payment should increase. That's our request.
No, we would definitely consider increased dividend.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Akriti Shah from Samiksha Capital. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. So just wanted to understand what is the reason for the sudden spike in other financial liabilities in the balance sheet. So it was around 4 crores in March, and right now it's around 16 crores. So what are the heads included in other current liabilities here? Other financial liabilities, sorry.
Mostly it's related to the raw materials we are purchasing in larger quantities, larger volumes.
So you expect this trend to remain the same for the second half as well?
Maybe not as much, because we have a good inventory of the raw material. Right. So it would be less than that in the second half.
Okay. And so also there's a spike in receivables as well. So have we booked some income in advance?
No, not really. The reason for the increased receivable amount is the payment terms for the Brazilian orders, which is 60 to 90 days. And shipments are in large quantities. For example, we sent containers worth rupees 25 crores in one consignment. So out of the receivable number you see, 31 crores are due from the Brazilian government alone.
Okay. All right. And so what is the major reason for increase in other expenses? We believe that the order book currently which we have is more favored towards female condoms, where the EBITDA margins is very high. So what are the overheads included in other expenses? It has almost become 3 to 4 times of how much we were incurring last year.
The one of the main reason is the business development expense. We are incurring mostly in Brazil, where this is our first year of contract.
So this will be the normalized run rate for other expenses every quarter, around 16 crores?
No. It would go down at the end of this contract period, which is like May or June.
Okay. Got it. All right. And sir, could you mention how are the US online sales traction, and under which brand names do we sell the female condoms, and on which website specifically?
We are selling in Cupid's Angel brand, which has been registered in US. The actual sales through internet are very limited in number.
Okay, and these are on which website, sir?
This is on Amazon and all the other major ones.
Okay. And sir, last question. So we have around cash around 20-25 CR, and we have a current investments as well. So why have we taken borrowings in the first half this year? It's around 12 crores. Is it related to working capital or any other overhead?
No, it's mostly increased need for higher working capital. Working capital, yes.
Okay, sir. I'll join back in the queue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Narendran Ravi, an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good evening. So my question is related to the other expenses only. So just wanted to check with you, like, whenever we approach the new market, so for now it's a Brazil, maybe if are we expecting the similar kind of other expenses to be hiked when we are pitching in the new market as well? So what is your thought process on that, sir?
Not really. It depends on the situation in each country. For example, in South Africa, we did not spend any significant amount to get the business. The reason is that the local distributors, they approached Cupid if they could be our agent, and then we supply to the government through those participants. But in case of Brazil, this was our first exposure, and there was intense competition there for the tender. So we had to engage a couple of local people to get the order and to deliver the goods on time.
Okay. So, sir, thank you. And the next question is, from the order book point of view, so what will be your product mix, sir? Is it female condoms will be more than 50%, or what will be the percentage mix?
No. In terms of quantity, male condom, of course, is the largest component. However, if you look at the revenue, female condom is higher as compared to the male condoms. In terms of the revenue, we had 61% in this last quarter from female condoms, 37% from male condoms, and 2% lubricant jelly. So female condom always gives us higher revenue as well as better profitability.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's all from my end.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bhavin Shah from Samiksha Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Garg. How are you?
Very good, sir. How are you?
All right. Good company is finally making a big turnaround. Could you comment on what is going to be the capacity in place by end of the year for both male and female, and how fungible it is, or is it completely separate?
No, our capacity now would be the same, 560 million pieces of male and female condoms combined by this year end, March 2020.
And is it that you can produce either one in any quantity, or certain capacity is for male and certain is for female?
Now, we basically, the same dipping lines are used for both, either male or female condoms.
Right. And, if you do what you're saying, that, if you're able to basically repeat the first half performance in the second half, what would be the, when you look at the full year, what would be the contribution from South Africa, Brazil, Tanzania? I mean, how would be the spread across the countries?
I think for the next 6 months, the highest revenue and profit will come from our sales from Brazil.
Okay.
The second one, probably South Africa, and third one, Tanzania orders.
Mm-hmm. So who is the big donor in Brazil?
Say that again.
Who is the major? I mean, is it all Brazil government, or there is some international donor that is?
No, the funding is done by international donor, but the actual buyer is the government of Brazil, Department of Health.
I mean, just wondering who the donor is.
We don't know, but Global Fund has been very active, and also some funds from WHO and UN.
I see. And, South Africa had this plan of having a local manufacturing, and you were going to do a JV and all that. What's any update on that, or have I missed that?
Yeah, unfortunately, that JV project is going very slowly, and the main reason is that the government is putting quite a few restrictions, and the final numbers are not very attractive. So it's going, but rather slowly.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at the market,
line for the current participant has dropped. We take the next question from the line of Subbu, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello sir. Thank you for taking my question. My first question is on the U.S. business. Could you give us an update on if there's any progress that's happened on the U.S. business?
We have submitted most of the documents required for the registration with US FDA. However, this clinical study we are doing for the safety of female condom is going to be completed by June, July next year. So we are expecting the conclusion from the US FDA by the end of 2020.
Okay. And so potentially you'll start getting some revenues in 2021. That's the current expectation?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And how much is this thing going to cost, sir, in terms of the process, entry into US?
It would be about 2 CR by the time we add all the expenses.
Okay, so this 2 CR would be split over the next year until end of December 2020.
Yes.
Okay. And is there any other large contracts or like tenders you're expecting in the next 6 months that you could shed some light on?
Yeah, during next 6 months, we should have a tender from Brazil government and also a new tender from the South African government. These will be the 2 big ones, but then there are smaller quantity orders coming from WHO, UNFPA, from countries like Kenya or Tanzania, and also more orders are coming from CIS countries.
Okay. So this the additional 50 crore of order book that has already been received, or you're expecting to get in the next 6 months? I was a bit confused by that.
No, we have the communication with the buyers, and they have indicated that they would be issuing the purchase orders for these quantities. So they would come any time between now and December-January period.
Okay. And on the Brazilian government, you said that the receivable we have quite a lot of exposure of 31 crores, which we expect from the Brazilian government. So, do you think there's any risk in this, or is just a question of just that it will be delayed, but we will surely get the money? Is that how you see this?
Yes, actually we have dispatched two containers worth 19 crores in the first quarter, and we don't see any risk in terms of not getting our money back.
Okay. And one last question. You mentioned that you have done some expansions and also working on some cost reductions. So could you let me know what is your latest, or what's the impact of these projects on your cost? So is the EBITDA margin on male and female condoms now higher than what it was before because of these cost reduction projects?
Yes, and that is the main reason.
So could you let me know what is the latest EBITDA margin on male and female condoms, please?
Sorry, say that again, please.
So what's your EBITDA margin on male versus female condoms now? After all these projects? Yeah.
For male condoms, it's 15 to 20%, and for female condom, it's 40 to 50%.
Okay. And one last question again is on this. You mentioned previously that we had we actually borrowed because of working capital requirements, but like I was a bit confused with it because if you already have the cash, why would you borrow? Because then you have to pay interest expense, right? So couldn't we just use our cash or the fixed deposit or whatever investments that we have rather than borrowing and incurring more interest expenses?
No, basically we are borrowing against our FDs, and the interest rate is about 3% on these additional borrowings we are doing for the working capital.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir, and good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ayush Mittal from MAPL Value Investing Fund. Please go ahead.
Governor sir, congratulations on a good performance.
Thank you.
Many of my questions have been answered, but it will be good to hear your thoughts on the longer term vision and thoughts on the business or how this area on the female condom side is shaping up for you. Because as we see over the years, we have grown pretty well. But as of now, many of the concerns are that it's a tender business and it may be unpredictable or volatile. So can you share some thoughts from the a bit longer term perspective?
Yes, first of all, we believe that the demand for female and male condoms would be continuing at the current pace. And for longer term, we are looking at either an acquisition or to develop products in-house related to women's health and wellness. So this is the new area we are looking at for the expansion of Cupid.
So any time frame for this?
Within the next 2 years.
Okay. And sir, coming like specifically, as of now, the order book is very good as we have a lot of proportion of female condom, but this is due to the big Brazil order we got. And as you mentioned that there's delay in the next round of funding or something. So, and as we know that these things can get delayed further. So, any specific insights on this? Why do you believe that we can get similar kind of orders in future, or any thoughts on that?
Well, based on our ongoing discussions with the government officials, their indication is that their budget allocations by their respective governments would continue, as the government is very much concerned about the spread of sexually transmitted infections, including HIV, and also they are trying to prevent unintended pregnancies. So we believe as a government policy, funding would be available. We just don't know the amount from each of these governments.
Okay. And so apart from these 4-5 geographies that you mentioned, any other key geographies that we are planning to explore and get success?
We are exploring now more business from South America, particularly Peru and Argentina, where we have no sales right now. And also the CIS countries, it seems like there is a demand, growing demand for contraceptives.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so thank you and wish you all the best.
I'm sorry?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ajitesh Jaiswal, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, my question is on the current cash position of the company. So if I have a look at your balance sheet as on 30th September, you have current investments of 20 crores, cash balance of 4 crores, and bank balance of 21, which adds up to 45. Plus, there are trade receivables of 22 crores. And assuming you are going to have the same net run rate for the profit after tax as you had in this quarter, another 20 crores is what you will be adding to your bottom line. So net, if I add up all this, what I can see is as on March 2019, you will end up with a cash balance of cash and cash equivalents of anywhere between 70 to 80 crores. So, sir, what is the long-term plan of utilization of this cash?
As I indicated a few minutes ago, that would be either for the expansion into new category of products related to female health and wellness, even through an acquisition, and some of the funding would be considered for more male and female facilities if the demand looks like in last 2 years, increase in demand.
Okay. So, sir, then my understanding is it would have an impact on your dividend policy also, sir?
Oh, of course. The more money is made, a higher proportion would be allocated to the dividend.
No, sir, I meant a different thing. What I meant was if your outlook is towards a potential acquisition, in terms of your dividend policy, you would turn towards being more conservative.
Well, like you had quoted some numbers, if indeed we have a surplus of 70 CR in March 2020, the consideration for dividend will not be impacted because of the fact we may look for some diversification.
Thank you, sir. That answers my question.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ajay Sharma from Sikes Investment Advisors. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I had a couple of questions. The first was, does the company have an online strategy for its B2C sales, for its male condoms, female condoms, and sanitizers?
We have tried talking to various platforms and to the commercial sites like Amazon and Google, but the response is quite limited so far.
Yeah, it does take some initial investment though, right? Like, does the company have a person who's in charge of this, or are there some sales targets or something like that?
You mean through online?
Yes.
Yeah, we have advertised at many places, at many sites, but no big order has come through as yet.
Okay. And in one of the company's press releases, I came across a website, Cupidstore.com. Does that belong to the company?
Cupid.com?
Cupidstore.com. It's also an online business, but it sells a range of health products.
No, that is not our website.
Oh, okay, because I found it on one of the company's disclosure forms. So perhaps you want someone to look into that.
I would.
And one more question. What's the margin for the sanitizers?
Margin for?
The hand sanitizers?
Hand sanitizer is about 50%.
Okay, and you see it being a larger contributor to your revenues? Right now it's 2%.
Yeah. I think the margins would be okay, but the sales volume are difficult to predict.
Okay. And one final question. I actually bought your sanitizers through Flipkart, and I wanted to know what the little colored particles were in the sanitizers. Are they microplastics?
I believe so.
All right, then, as a consumer, I have to urge you to find something else that you can use, because we all know how bad microplastics are for the environment.
Yeah. No, of course, we are also concerned about the use of this plastic-based.
Yeah. That's it from my side. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Viraj Mehta from Equirus PMS. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, sir. Just coming back to the order book. Okay. Just want to understand. So, if we do the same revenue as first half in the second half, and we get those 50 crore orders, then we'll still be left with only an order book of around 100 crores. Then how will we manage the same revenue in 2021, which is 140 crores? This is the part that I'm not clear on. Can you please explain?
Okay. Out of the 123 crores confirmed order, our assumption is that we would be able to dispatch about 80 CR by March 20. So that would leave us 43 crores worth of order from this category, plus 50 crores from the pipeline orders, making it a total of 93 crores, which is definitely good till 6 months into the financial year 21. And the balance of the order to achieve the same level of sales would be the additional orders we are expecting, like I indicated earlier.
The line for the current participant has dropped. We take the next question from the line of Dinesh, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Congratulations on a very good set of numbers.
Thank you.
So I would like to understand. So first, I would like to say that I was the one who sent an email regarding AutoZone in the US, how they created a massive wealth using buybacks. So many people have already suggested that. So again, I would suggest please put systems in place where wherever we have additional cash, we can use them to do buybacks. You know, whenever you think our share price is below our intrinsic value. So that is again a suggestion. So please go through that. So my actual question would be regarding the competitive scenario. So we know that Cupid is a big player in the global market, and probably one more player is Veru from the US. So are there any other big players? And, you know, maybe I think in the last Concall you said some other new players are also coming. So what is the kind of entry barriers there? How difficult is it to do a business like us? So that I wanted to understand that.
Yeah. There are 4 players who are accredited with the WHO UN pre-qualification. One, as you mentioned, is Veru, who is the largest player. Second one would be Cupid. And the third player, Chinese, they are not producing female condoms anymore, although they had been qualified. And then the fourth player is HLL. They are also in the field. But the major players, I would say, are Veru and Cupid.
Okay, sir. And then I just wanted to understand how difficult is it? Like, if a new company, let's say from the US, wanted to get into this global business, how difficult is it to do, and how much capital will it take? You know, like if a big company wanted to do it, then can they do it easily?
In terms of time involved, it will take 4 to 5 years to set up a ground base, I mean, freshly prepared female condom plant. And the main reason is that it requires 2 years of quality testing program from the initial production and go through all the international regulatory and labeling requirements. In terms of the funds involved, one can do it within 25 CR, not counting land and building.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And the next question will be, in the last con call, I think maybe we were talking about introduction of new wipes. What is the progress on that?
It's just going, but rather slowly.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So again, that's all from my side. But again, I'd like you to consider doing buybacks at regular intervals, and maybe just go through the mail I sent about AutoZone, because our business is not, like a continual thing. I mean, we get orders on and off. So I think there is a huge scope for buybacks creating value for us. So kindly consider that.
No, since so many of you have mentioned buyback, we would certainly consider this.
Thank you, sir. That's it from my side.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Puneet Mittal from Global Co Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
So I had a couple of questions. One is, who is the second in line in terms of the management responsibility? So, for example, if you were to have to take a break for a couple of months, who would be in charge of the company and the management in that situation?
In the production area, the COO, Durgesh Garg, would be the person. And in terms of the finance and regulatory issues, we have Dinesh Pachori, who is in our Bombay office.
Okay. I think it was suggested in one of the previous calls that it would be good to have some of the other senior members on the call as well, so that the investors can understand and know that there is a strong bench of management at the company. So if you could consider that in future, would be great. The second question is, you were just talking about the competition, and you mentioned Veru and yourself being the two largest players. Could you give us a sense of what the size of the market is, and what is the percentage share of Veru, and what is your share in the market size?
I think the percentage of business, 60 to 65% would be Veru share, and 30% would be Cupid. And the exact volume amount is difficult to predict. It could be anywhere from 100 to 200 crores per year.
Okay. And what is the reason that Veru is much bigger than us, almost double the size? So why does that gap exist, and how can we reduce that gap?
Okay. The main reason is that Veru purchased a company named Female Health Company, who have been in this women's condom area since 1993. And it is hard to believe, but they had absolute control on the market all these years until in 2012 came up with a qualified product, a female condom.
Interesting. So on those lines, you did mention in your comments before that you are looking at some acquisitions as one of the way to expand the business. Are there any acquisitions that are in pipeline that you're considering? Is there anything on the table? I'm sure you don't want to give names and details because of you want to keep it confidential. But any information on that?
We are looking at various options, but they are at an exploratory stage.
Okay. And my last question, what is the dividend policy of the company? Now, I know some people have suggested for high dividends and buyback, but at this stage, what is the dividend policy of the company?
Our target is to achieve between 25 and 30%. of the net income as of now, but depending on the market situation, it may increase going forward.
Understood. Thank you very much for the opportunity and all the very best. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Deepak Agarwal from Impetus Advisors. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Mr. Doug.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to know what was our total debt, long-term, short-term, at the end of the last quarter?
It was about 3 CR as of September 30th.
No, 12 crore is mentioned as the short-term debt, so how can it be 3 CR?
Say that again.
Current borrowing itself is mentioned at 12 crore, and there would be something more, right?
Yeah, that is the working capital loan.
So the total is 15, you see?
No, I think total is 12, including the short-term borrowing we do against our fixed deposits.
So there was a question earlier regarding other financial liabilities. We have 16 crore of other financial liabilities. I think that should be debt and not for raw material. Because raw material you have 9 crore already trade payables, and the 9 crore is the quarterly material consumption. Can't be 25 crores. So other financial liability must be debt. What is that?
Please say the question again.
So we have, in the earlier question regarding the other financial liabilities, you mentioned that it's for raw material. But for raw material can't be included there. Raw material is part of trade payables of 9 crore, which is shown separately. Apart from that, we have 16 crore of financial liabilities. So what are those 16 crore of financial liabilities?
Most of those would be for the inventories we have purchased. Our inventory level as of September 30th is very high.
No, so that will be part of trade payables. As per accounting standard, you can't include it in financial liabilities. So that is...
I have to really look at the numbers again.
Okay. And then I'll touch base with you later then.
Yeah, please. That would be helpful.
Okay, fine. That's it, sir. Yes.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ankit Gupta from Bamboo Capital. Please go ahead.
Sir, can you quantify how big will be the upcoming contracts from South Africa and Brazil?
Based on last tender's numbers, we are expecting 125 crores worth of female condom tenders from Brazil and about 150 crore rupees worth of tender orders for male and female condoms from South Africa.
Okay. And the competitors will again be the 3 players which normally compete, or it will be... because last time I think we got a large chunk of the Brazilian order. So how will be the competitive intensity in both the orders?
Yeah. I think only qualified people would be allowed to bid on it, and the relative percentage of orders will depend on the price, of course, we quote, along with the delivery schedule to match with the government demand.
Okay. And sir, I think the female health company has been recently sold to the new promoters, or it's an old sale to them?
No, it was about 2 years ago, I think they were sold.
Okay. And has there been any change in their approach? Have they become more aggressive now, or it remains the same as it was earlier?
No, I think female health company or the parent Veru Pharma, they have also very aggressive approach they would like to have a higher percentage, same like Cupid would like.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rohin Govindrajan from an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Garg. This is Rohin here. How are you?
Very good, sir. How are you doing?
The line for the current participant has dropped. We take the next question from the line of Keshav Garg from Counter Cyclical. Please go ahead.
Sir, way back in 2016, we used to do 60 crore or thereabout turnover, and that time our operating margin used to be 41%. And now,
excuse me, this is the operator. Mr. Garg, your voice is breaking.
So, 4 years back, we used to do 41% operating margin, and now we are, our scale of operation has more than doubled, but our operating margin has reduced to below 34%. So, instead, it should have increased due to operating leverage. So, what's the reason for decline in margin?
The main reason is that the split in percentage between female and male condoms.
Okay, sir. And sir, also many participants have requested for a share buyback, sir. So I also would like to add my voice to that proposal, sir, because no matter how much dividend you pay, sir, once it is paid, that is gone. Sir, but a share buyback will permanently reduce our equity capital, and whatever future growth will come will get divided into a smaller base. So that will be a permanently helpful thing. So please consider a share buyback.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shikhar Mundra, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Congrats on a good set of numbers. Most of my questions have been answered. Just wanted to know our current capacity utilization or the number of pieces we are dispatching per quarter.
I don't have the exact number, but in terms of female condom, we have done about 30 million pieces.
That's for the whole year?
No, 6 months.
6 months, okay. And an approximate number for the male pieces?
Male condom in 6 months is usually 200,000 gross. So 200,000 multiplied by 144 pieces.
Okay.
So that would be the approximate number for the male condoms.
Okay, got it, sir. And an approximate utilization number would be for the
95% for the male condom, and 99% is for female condom.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Keshav Garg from Counter Cyclical. Please go ahead.
Sir, you mentioned that in South Africa, around 150 crore of tender will open shortly. Sir, but previously you had mentioned that in South Africa, only you can participate in the tender if you have local manufacturing. So, and you are saying that our JV is still stuck. So then how do we intend to participate in this tender?
Okay, these are two separate proposals government is considering. The main source of product right now for the government is import of material from companies like Cupid. This idea about the joint venture from the government is that instead of spending foreign exchange, South Africa should have its own production facility. However, not many people have shown a keen interest for various reasons. So, according to the government plan, they want to start with, say, 20% purchasing from a local unit whenever one gets established, and 80% from import and slowly over a 3-year period, their target is to take the minimum from the export and try to manufacture the total quantity required in the country in South Africa.
And sir, how big would be the global female condom market, and by what rate is it growing?
It's growing at about 9.5%, and the total quantity is about 100 million.
Sir, and out of 100 million, how much are we producing? Like this year, how much do we intend to produce?
Our target is to produce 52 million pieces this year.
So that means almost 50% of the global market we would be enjoying?
Your voice is fading. Would you please repeat?
Sir, I am saying that means almost 50% of the market will be enjoying market share.
Yes, we expect so.
Okay, sir, and you are saying that this market is growing by around 10%. So basically next year it should be like 110 million.
Approximately.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. I now hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
I would like to thank all our employees and vendors, and especially our shareholders who have shown faith in the working of Cupid Limited. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.